Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial on building a chatbot using GPT4ALL and LangChain. In this video, we will explore how to integrate GPT4ALL, an open source language model, with LangChain to create a powerful chatbot that can answer questions based on custom knowledge base. We will cover the 5 steps in this tutorial. First step is setting up the project and installing the dependencies. In the second step, we will be downloading the GPT4ALL model. And then in the third step, we will be implementing the simple integration of GPT4ALL with LangChain. And in the fourth step, we will be enhancing the chatbot with embeddings to chat with a document. And lastly, in the last step, we will be creating a user-friendly interface using the Streamlit. So let's get started. In this first step, we will be setting up the project and installing the dependencies. So first, let's create a new directory for our project and navigate to it in the terminal. So this is my terminal. Here I will create a folder mkdir GPT4ALL -chatbot. Press enter. Now let's go to the GPT4ALL folder and open it in my VS Code. You may use any other editor if you want to. Next, we will create a virtual environment to keep our project's dependencies isolated. There are several ways that you can use to create virtual environment, but I will be showing you how I did it. There might be simpler solutions as well. So I will be using the pipenv shell command. So this will immediately create a virtual environment, and you may see a difference in the terminal like this. Earlier there was nothing before this, but now I can see a text before my username in the terminal. So that's means virtual environment has been activated. Now let's install the required dependencies. So for that, I will use the command pipenv run pip install langchain _community streamlit and GPT4ALL. Okay, so press enter. So we will be using the LangChain library for integrating with GPT4ALL, LangChain community for additional functionality, and Streamlit for creating the user interface. So all of the dependencies have been downloaded. So in the next step, we will be downloading the GPT4ALL model. So to use GPT4ALL, we need to download the model file. In this tutorial, we will be using the Mistral 7B model. So for that, first of all, let's create a new directory called models in your project directory by using the command mkdir models, and then use the cd command, go to the models directory, and now download the model file using this command in your terminal. Press enter. If wget utility is installed in your computer, then this will work. This is the URL. If it is not installed, or if you don't want to install this wget in your computer, you can simply copy the URL and open it in the browser. It will start to download. Or second option is that you open the website gpt4all.io, scroll down to the bottom, and here you will see the model explorer section. Here you will see all of the available models that you can download. So you can decide which is best for you, and there are specifications as well that which model has what requirements. Like this one has 6 GB of size and RAM 16 GB is required. Let's suppose you want to download this one. Just click on the download button and it will start to be downloaded. You will notice that the download has been started. Okay, you can see the size is 3.8 GB. All right, my model has been downloaded successfully. Let's move to the next step, where we will be implementing the simple integration of GPT4ALL with LangChain. So let's create a new Python file called chatbot.py. So open the terminal. Right now I am inside the models directory, so I have to go back by using cd dot to go back to the previous directory. Now let's create the chatbot file. Okay, you can see chatbot.py file has been created. First, we will import the necessary modules, and then we will create a variable to store the path of the model, and then we will create the callback manager. That was a class that we imported from the callback manager.manager. And then we need to create the LLM by using the GPT4ALL class that we imported from the LangChain community.llms. In this class, we have passed the model path and we have passed the callback manager and the verbose true option. Next, let's define the prompt template. So for that, I will create a variable template is equal to, and I will use triple quotes to have multi-line string. And this is my template that is saying you are an AI assistant. Given the following question, provide a detailed answer. So this is the question, and in front of question, I just have put the placeholder, and then I have specified the answer heading here. So we did not hard coded the question because we want to keep it dynamic. That's why we are using template. So with the help of template, we will replace the question placeholder with the actual question that will be provided by the user. Now we have to create the prompt variable by using the prompt template class. In the prompt template class, we have passed the template that we just created above, and then I have passed the second argument with the name input variables. So here you can pass multiple variables as well if you have multiple variables in your prompt. Right now in my prompt there is only one variable, so that's why I have passed only one variable, but make sure that this variable matches exactly with this one, otherwise it will not be able to map it. Next, we will create the LLM chain using the prompt template and the GPT4ALL model. Okay, so you saw that we have passed the prompt and LLM to the LLM chain class. Finally, let's ask a question and get the answer. So first of all, right now I will hard code my question in the query variable. Next, later on, we will make it dynamic by getting the question from the user input instead of hard coding it in the code. And now I will create the result variable and call the LLM chain dot invoke, and here I will pass the input is equal to query. Okay, now let's print the result and open the terminal and run this script. Python, actually I will use the pip env run python chatbot.py. okay, press enter. You may see this warning, but you can just ignore it, it will still work. So after some time you should see the model's response printed in the terminal. Alright, you can see that we got the response from the local LLM. The question is what are the benefits, and the text is this. You can see the response has been printed. You can also get the, right now it has given us the JSON, but you can use result text. Okay, so in this way it will just give you the text without the JSON. So let's try it. I will run that same command again. Alright, you can now see that it has given us the properly formatted points. GPT4ALL is an open source large language model developed by this and trained on the diverse range of text data source. It offers several benefits for users in various fields, etc. So you can see all of it has given us the output. Next, let's take the query from the user input. Okay, so I will comment it out for now and use the while loop. So I have created the while loop that would be running forever, and in every iteration we will get the user input, enter your question, we will take that question and invoke it, and then we will print the result. So now it is a bit more interactive. So let's try it again. I will run the same command, but this time it will immediately ask us to provide the question. Okay, you can see it is asking us to provide the question. Now I will ask it what are top 5 programming, give me list of top 5 programming languages, press enter. I made a mistake here. Instead of using LLM, I should have used the LLM chain, and we should have not commented this one. Okay, now let's try it again. Give me top 5 programming, give me list of top 5 programming languages, press enter, and now it will execute it and give us the answer. Okay, you can see it has given us the list of the languages: Python, JavaScript, Java, C Sharp, and so on. Now it is the one iteration has been completed. So now the loop iteration has been, another iteration has been started, and it is asking us for another question. So I can ask another question: best, give me just names of best JavaScript frameworks. Press enter. All right, you can see it has given me the names of the best JavaScript frameworks. First one is Angular, React, Vue.js, Backbone, and Ember.js, etc. So I hope you got the point. Now let's move on to the next step. Next step is about enhancing the chatbot with the embeddings. To enable the chatbot to chat with the document, we will use the embeddings and create a vector store. So first, create a new directory called data in your project, okay, and place your text files inside it. So right now I don't have any text files, so let's create some text files. Angular.txt. So let me open a Medium article about the Angular 17 new features. So this is the Medium article that is about all of the new changes in Angular 17. So I'm going to copy all of the data from it, and we will move it into the .txt file. Okay, I have pasted the content in the text file, but before running it, let's verify if it knows anything about Angular 17. Let me provide it a question: what is the most recent version of Angular? Press enter. Okay, so let's check. It is saying that the most recent version of Angular at the time of writing this response, October 2021, is Angular version 13. But right now we know that it is Angular 17. So definitely it does not know about the new features as well. So, but when we will implement this new change, then it will be able to give us the latest information based on this text file. Okay, so I'm going to comment this out for now. So let me stop it, and on the top, first of all, I need to add some extra imports. So for example, from LangChain .chains import retrieval QA. Okay, then we need to import the chroma from the community vector stores, and then we need to import the GPT4ALL embeddings from the LangChain community.embeddings. Then we need to import the class character text splitter from the LangChain.text splitter. Then we need to import the directory loader from the LangChain community.document loaders. So the benefit of this approach is that you don't have to specify one single file. You just specify the path of the folder, and it will load all of the files from the data. So right now we have only one file, but later on I will add more files if possible. Now let's load the file from the data directory. On the bottom here, I will create the loader variable, and we have used the directory loader class, specified the path of the directory, and specified the format of the files that we want to load. Okay, now we will call a function .load on the loader that will give us the documents. We will save it in the documents variable, and then we will split this text by using the character text splitter, where chunk size is 1000 and chunk overlap is 0, and we are saving the response of the text splitter in this variable. Now we will split it and get the text that we need. So we call the split documents function from the splitter on the documents that we have, and we got the multiple texts in this text variable. Next, we need to create a vector store and add the text chunks. So we have called the GPT4ALL embeddings and saved it in the embeddings variable. And now let's create the vector store by calling the from documents function from the chroma and pass the two arguments, text and the embeddings. Now let's create the retriever from the vector store by calling the as retriever function from the vector store. and saved it in the retriever variable. Now let's load the question answering chain with the retriever. So you can see we use the retrieval QA and called the function from chain type, and here we have passed the LLM chain type stuff and retriever this and return source documents true. So that's mean when it will give us answer, it will also return the documents that were used to give us that answer. Now let's ask our question, what is your knowledge base, and save the result. And we called the invoke function and save the result in the result variable, and now print the result and see what we get. So before we running, let me just talk about it, what we have done. Here we load the text file from the data directory, split them into chunks and create a vector store using the GPT4ALL embeddings. We then create a retriever from the vector store and initialize the retrieval QA chain. So now let's test it. So let's run the same file again. I got an error that is saying that this package was not found. So we have to install this missing package as well. So let's run the command pip env run pip install unstructured. All right, it has been installed. Now let's run the same file again. I got another error that we need to install this dependency as well. So let's run the command again, pip env run this. All right, now let's try to run the chatbot.py file again. All right, I got the nice response. It is saying that the knowledge base includes the information about Angular schematics, the collaboration with the SoloLearn to develop an Angular training course, community highlights and contributions, the new angular.dev documentation website, built-in control flow features and more. So let me just double check if SoloLearn word is in there. Yes, it is in there. That's great. Now it's time to create a user-friendly interface with the Streamlit. So we will enhance it further to make it more useful. So to enhance the user experience, let's create a simple user interface using the Streamlit. So for that, create a new file, app.py, and within this file, we will add our same imports that we had in the chatbot.py, but few extra imports. So the extra import is the Streamlit. Other imports are almost same. Now I will create some functions. So I have created the function load model, and actually this is basically a refactor of this code. So all of the code is same in this file, but I am just refactoring it and moving the parts of the code in different functions so that we could reuse. So this is the load model that is taking the path of the model and calling the callback manager, and then we are creating the LLM and we are returning the LLM. Next we need to create another function method, load vector store. So this is basically all of the code that we have here about creating the vector store. So we have basically moved all of this code into a separate function. We have the loader, we have the documents, and everything is same. Next, everything else would go into the main method. Okay, so this is my main function that has rest of the code. So you can see that all of the code is same, but the prompt is not being used so far. So I will just get rid of it for now because we did not use the LLM chain. So we don't need the template as well. We are just using QA directly. Save it. Okay, now it's time to test it. So here we have the QA, we have the query. So by the way, here we have the ST. What is ST? ST is basically the Streamlit that we have imported above. So we in the first line, we are displaying the title or heading, and then we are taking the input from the user by using st.text_input. We have passed the message that we have shown to the user that what they have to provide to us. Then we are using if st.button ask. If the ask button was clicked, so this will basically create a button and also check the click event. So if it is clicked, then we will execute this logic. So here we are invoking the function by calling the invoke, and here we need the input query, and then we are writing the response to the user interface. Now let's test it. For that, I will run the command pip env streamlit run app.py. So make sure to add run after the pip env. So this will start the Streamlit server, and you can interact with the chatbot through the web interface. You can see the heading is here. It is running the load vector, and once everything is done, it has the input that is asking you to provide the question. What is your knowledge base about? And click on the ask button, and we got an error. It is saying that missing some input keys query. So I think in this case, instead of having input, we need to pass the query. Actually, there are two ways. One is query in this way. Our second approach is that you just pass the input and pass the query. Okay, so let's start the server again, and now let's wait for the vector store first. Once it is loaded, we will ask the same question. Now it is saying that it is running. On the top right side, you can see so far there is no error. So you can see the console, there is the same warning, and finally we got the response. It is saying that the knowledge base is about the Angular development, community schematics, training of Angular, etc. So excellent, this gave us the correct answer. Now I will ask it, what are the main new features that came with Angular 17? So let's see what it replies for that. It is again running. It will search the txt document that we have given to it. It is very huge document. You can see we have around 406 of lines. So let's see if it is able to give us the correct response. Alright, it is saying that the main new features of Angular version 17 includes deferrable views, which brings performance and developer experience to new level, up to 90% faster runtime with built-in control flow, loops in public benchmark, up to 87% faster builds for hybrid rendering, and 67% for the client rendering. Additionally, Angular version 17 has fresh new look reflecting the future-looking features of Angular. Let me ask it in another way. Provide me concise list of all of the features that released in Angular 17. So let's see what it does with that. Alright, it has given us the answer. In Angular 17, some key features include the built-in control flow for improved developer experience, deferrable views for better performance, and new hexagonal logo with the purple to pink gradient. What is that about? I don't know. Let me search it. Okay, this word is there. Additionally, there is an updated documentation. Let me ask it another question. Provide me complete bullet point list of all of the new features in Angular 17. Oh, okay. It is saying I don't know about the specifics of Angular 17. What new features came in Angular 17? Provide me those features in bullet list format. Ask. All right. It did not follow me properly. It did not provide me the bullet list, but this provided me some response. Some key features include built-in control flow for the improved developer experience, etc., etc. Let me ask some specific question. So here, let me ask it, what is new about the if condition in Angular 17? Okay, it is saying that in Angular 17, the new syntax allows developer to provide the content directly for else without additional imports. This simplifies the code and makes it more ergonomic compared to the ngIf alternative used before. Anyways, I think we have covered almost everything that we wanted to show you in this video. So there you have it. We have successfully built a chatbot using GPT4ALL and LangChain with the ability to chat with a document using embeddings and a user-friendly interface using Streamlit. Feel free to experiment with different models and add more documents to your knowledge base and customize the prompts to suit your needs. If you want me to record more videos like these about AI, about the ChatGPT, about the OpenAI, about the LangChain, etc., then please mention in the comment section. That will motivate me to record more videos. Also, please like and share this video with others. And if you have any questions, then leave them in the comment section below. I will also try to share the source code with you in the description section. So please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to get notified for my upcoming videos. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Goodbye.